The magnificent Sinclair SJS-1 joystick. A device that oozes quality, refinement, advanced ergonomics, uncluttered design, state-of-the-art responsiveness. From a company brand you can trust. Possibly the greatest joystick of all time. Well, not really. Basically, it's a pile of cack. It is the cheapest, nastiest joystick known to man. So this is one of a pair of these joysticks which came with my Spectrum Plus 2. This works, but look at it. I mean, after several years' use, it's like any other joystick, I guess. You know, it's seen better days, but it's just cheap and nasty, and just the one fire button, and it's just not ergonomic at all. And what were Amstrad thinking? I guess what it was, they thought, well, you know, we've got this Plus 2 coming out, we need to bundle some joysticks with it, let's make some joysticks, let's Sinclair brand them, and you know, they'll do. And to be fair, back in the day, if you couldn't afford joysticks, to buy a machine that was bundled with joysticks, and like the Spectrum Plus 2, it had the built-in tape deck, so you were getting the tape deck and a couple of joysticks, or at least one joystick, and that's a complete package, you know, and that's a good deal. But really, what were they thinking? Single fire button, which feels like it's, I don't know, resting on a molten marshmallow. No fire button here, no fire buttons down here on the base. Just really not that comfortable to hold at all, and quite clearly has not stood the test of time well. So what I'm going to do is take this thing apart. We'll take out the screws and stuff and have a look inside and see if there's anything that can be cleaned up. I have seen a video where someone did take one of these apart, cleaned it up, and when it went back together, it was a little bit firmer in the hand. So we'll give that a try. So let's grab a screwdriver and get this thing apart. Right, so we've got 2 screws here and we've got 4 screws here. So let's start by taking these apart, getting these out and seeing what happens. I just want everyone to know that I have a track record of taking things apart and not getting them to go back together properly. So this might not be a very constructive use of my time, but I'm curious to see what the build quality, and I use build quality in the loosest possible terms here, of this joystick is. So there we go, that's those 2 screws out. Let's get these bottom ones out. And the thing is, I'm going to have to be careful here when I put these screws back, because this plastic obviously is very old. Now all these screws the same length. So what I'm going to do is the ones that come out the bottom I'm going to put over there. Yeah, I don't want to strip the thread as I'm putting these screws back in, so I need to be mindful of that. Come on, and you know, I probably am being a little bit too harsh on these, but it is, you know, compared to other joysticks that were out back in the day, the Cheetahs and the Kempsons and all the Quick Shots and all the rest of it. Was there another screw there? No? Oh yes, that's there. Ooh, that's strange. I don't know where they drew influence from. But anyway, let's carry on and get this apart. I think that's out. Yep. Good. There we go. Do you know, I mean, it's quite tidy inside. That's not bad. And then we've got a hair. Oh no, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that on there. There's a hair. Ugh. Yeah, okay. And I think we need to get this apart. Yeah, I've seen this, a bit of finger jam up there. So we'll clean that out. There's a fair bit of marker around there, so we'll get some IPA on that and clean that out. So can I get that off of... Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, that will come out. So I've seen these come apart quite easily. You've got to be mindful when you put them back together as not to get this cable snagged in those prongs, but if we just gently prise my stick apart, that should work. Come on. Oops. I've lost my spring. Oh well, something like that was going to happen inevitably, wasn't it? Take this off of there. Take that out of there. Pop that out of there. Yeah, that's quite mucky. Right, I need to find my spring that fell off. Whew, I found my spring. So that will sit in there. Like I said, really good at taking things apart. Not so good at putting them back together. So we've got a lot of gack in there. Just needs a good old clean with some IPA. But once again, man, look at the quality. Sorry, the quality of this. This is just, I don't know. Was this back in the day? Was this someone's YTS project? If it was, and you're watching this and this was your YTS project, then, well, fair play to you. You probably did a better job than I could have done back then. But really, this oozes cheapness. So what I'm going to do is give this a bit of a clean up, and then we'll pop it back together and see what difference that has made. So let's get the IPA. I'd like to apologise in advance if you can hear some buzzing on the audio. I've got my microphone and my light far enough apart so I can make practical use of them, but I think there's a bit of interference coming off the light. But anyway, so that notwithstanding, I'm going to get on and clean these. Now, I've got to say, let's give that a gentle wipe. So I've got huge respect for YouTubers who do this, because I've got two small tripods in front of me, one with a camera and one with a microphone. It makes getting to things a bit difficult. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing it. I'm sure people out there like, I don't know, RMC and Mark Fixes Stuff could shed some light on some good setups for doing this kind of thing. But anyway, so let's clean that off. Right, we've done that. So I need to give this a bit of a zuzzing. I'm trying not to knock various tripods as I reach in here to reach around them to get to my shaft. Fnac. Why do joysticks always bring out all the double entendres? So it's cleaning that up. It's all right, talk amongst yourselves. So that's got a lot of dust off of there, so that's good. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Probably wondering, why have you got a toothbrush, Keith? Well, I thought I might have to give something a bit of a scrub. Well, we'll use that for the finger jam on the casing. So, oh, I love spraying a bit of IPA. Can't go wrong with IPA. I'll be careful here because I just want to get the surface dust off. QL4 is this, if you can see that there, QL4. Yes, I don't think I need to scrub this, I just need to give it a gentle wipe. Because know what will happen, this does work, this joystick. I did try it before I started filming this video, because there is another joystick, and that's actually quite badly faded, and isn't in a very good state at all. But I thought, well, if I can just give this one a bit of a clean up. Oh, there's that hair, let's get that hair off of there. Ooh. Then, if this works, then I can have a go at doing the other one as well. I won't do a video for that. So I think there's only so much mileage you can get out of cleaning up a joystick, especially one this simple. So, right, I think that's nice and clean in there. Yeah, good. We like that. That's nice and clean. Good. So the contacts are cleaner. I mean, you know, I know I've been ragging on this, but if you look, it hasn't worn that badly. I probably think there's probably worse joysticks out there, but that hasn't been too bad. So that will sit there and make the relevant contacts. Yeah. Well, good. Right, so we've cleaned that. That's good. Okay, let's move this out the way. Let's grab this. Get rid of some of that finger jam on there. Years worth of finger jam. So we've old toothbrushes, worth their weight in gold. Never throw a toothbrush away. Give it a good clean, and then it can be used for a myriad of cleaning purposes afterwards. All right, how are we doing there? Yeah, that's not bad. Good. You know, but everything all said, I mean, the thickness and the, I suppose, resilience of this plastic is quite good, given its age. All right, well, oh, look at this one. This one's got, I don't know if you can see in there, that's got all sorts of nasty finger gack. So let's give that a good spraying. Yeah, liberal doses of IPA, and get in there with the brush. That seems better. I think I put a bit too much IPA in there. I do get carried away with my IPA, but you're not doing any harm by putting a lot on. Obviously, it's just a bit costly at the moment. Right, I think. No, we've still got some. I'm going to get in there with my nail. Ugh. I'm going to have to have a good old scrub after this. Look at that. Get that out of there. Sign of a well-loved joystick. But I think we've got most of it out. Have we? I'm not wearing any gloves for this. I don't know why I should be, but you know, some people wear gloves to. But I do know the person who owned this, so yeah, not that makes any difference, but hey. Right, okay, I think we've got most of all that out. That's pretty clean. Good. So that's those two halves done. Let's have a look at the actual fire button. Ooh, big finger jam. All right, let's take that spring off, and let's give that. Ugh. I don't know whether I should be using IPA or disinfectant, but let's. Oh, that's nasty, isn't it? That's been on there for many years. If this finger jam could talk. But there we go. It's coming off. See the power of a toothbrush. Lovely. So that's cleaned that off. And it's only on that side. Isn't it strange how all the, you know, human residue just gets on one side mostly, a bit there. So, oh no, I think that's just on the plastic. Good. I think we're clean. I think this is clean. Grand. Got spring. Good. So I think we've got all the components now. Just might give that a bit of a clean out in there, and then we'll start putting this back together. All right, I just want to show you this bit. So I've cleaned out in here. There was some big finger jam or hand sweat jam in these grooves. I've taken that out and cleaned all the dust that was in here. So that's a bit cleaner now. Lovely. Well, this is the base, and I thought, oh, this would be just a quick blowout in here and whatnot. That'll be clean. But oh, look at this. We got lots of sweaty hand jam there. So I need to. Oh, and all here as well. Right, so we'll get all that cleaned out. Right, grab the IPA. I probably shouldn't be using IPA for this. Probably should be using something else like window cleaner. But I don't know where our window cleaner is. Right, let's get cleaning. Right, so this has been cleaned up now, so I think you'll find that that area there is a lot cleaner. And we're clean there. Good. Right, I'm going to put it all back together now. So, let's see if it goes back together. This should be fun. I just want to interrupt this reassembly process to give you a couple of bits of advice. If you're taking one of these apart and you're putting it back together, make sure you give yourself enough slack for the fire button to go at the top of the joystick, and also make sure you've got these two sort of tongues in amongst these two shafts here, so that keeps it in place. So the second one I did, the first one I didn't, so I kind of got it back and then realized that there wasn't enough play on this cable for the joystick to go back together and the fire button to work. So you need to be aware of that. There you go, one of Yawning Angel's handy putting your joystick back together hints. It's all for free, you know. Right, well, we've put it back together and it's still very wobbly, misses. So not a lot more I can do about that. Maybe it needs, could try and put some sort of rubber gasket around here to maybe try and cushion the effect of it feeling so rattly. But, you know, at least I know it's all clean and there's nothing loose or, you know, broken in there. At least there wasn't when I took it apart, so hopefully I haven't broken anything now. Well, there's only one way to test it now, and let's plug it into the Spectrum and see what it does. Okay, so I have connected the joystick to my Spectrum. So let's see if it works. So we're going to choose to play Exelon. And let's see what happens here. Choose interface 2 and start game. So fingers crossed this is going to work. Yes. Oh, look at that. It's all working. Up is working. Left, right, down, fire button. Oh, well, I think we'll take that as a success. So there you go. Happy days. It's still really wonky, but we'll live with that for now. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.